Hey there, welcome to Randomness of Rudy. My name is Tracey. I'm a consulting astrologer and a certified life coach. And in this video, we are going to talk about what it means to have the planet Mars in the sign of Gemini. This is a part of my series, What's Your Sign, Gemini, where I discuss what it means to have all of the planets in our solar system, Sun through Jupiter, in the sign of Gemini. And so if you haven't seen videos for all of the other planet placements, Sun in Gemini, Moon in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, make sure you go back to watch those videos. Also keep in mind, this is a project that was inspired for children. And so while I'm going to be focused on what it means for children to have Gemini placements, this information also applies to adults. And so Mars in astrology describes how we deal with our energy, how we assert ourselves, how we use our energy to accomplish goals and to get things done. Mars was the Roman god of war in classical myth. And so think of this planet as literally fiery energy that is initiating, entrepreneurial, and very direct, right? Gemini, meanwhile, is an air sign. And so I often describe air signs as the thinkers of the zodiac because this is a sign, air signs generally speaking, tend to operate in the realm of ideas. Air signs tend to be very cerebral, very analytical, and this is especially true for the sign Gemini. It's why I call Gemini the forever student of the zodiac, because generally speaking, it's a sign that loves to learn. It's a sign that loves to absorb a lot of knowledge and information. And so because Gemini is so intelligent, so versatile, knows a lot about a lot of different things given its intellect and natural curiosity, it's a sign that oftentimes has its hand in multiple things. If you were to take someone with their Sun in Gemini or Mercury in Gemini and ask them to perform a task, just one task for 1 hour straight, they would have a very difficult time staying focused. And that's primarily because this sign not only thinks really quickly and processes things quickly and has a sharp wit and intellect, but it's a sign too that absorbs knowledge and information pretty quickly as well. And so tends to, extend their energy in multiple directions when it comes to whatever it is that's generating mental stimulus and input, right? And so this describes how Mars and Gemini natives operate. In other words, when it comes to accomplishing goals, when it comes to getting things done, getting tasks completed, Mars and Gemini tend to be multitaskers. It's a placement that describes someone that needs to have multiple things happening in order to get the one thing done. This is so important to keep in mind, especially if you have children with Mars in the sign of Gemini, because oftentimes this placement can be accused of being scattered. This placement can be accused of having some kind of mental challenge with staying focused. And this placement can also often be accused of being disorganized. And to be fair, sometimes Mars and Gemini natives will put a lot on their plate, which will make it difficult for them to be organized, to stay focused. But that said, this placement does speak of an individual that needs to have multiple tasks happening at once in order to be productive and accomplish goals. So these are things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to raising a child with Mars and Gemini, especially as they go off to school and move through their formative years. You want to make sure that you are teaching your child flexibility, learning how to manage multiple things, but not too many things, because that will be what leads to anxiety. That will be what leads to disorganization. What you also want to teach Mars and Gemini natives is how to create some level of pliability with regards to how they accomplish things. And so what I mean by that, it's the difference between saying, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week versus I'm going to go to the gym 5 hours a week, right? 5 hours creates much more flexibility. So that means maybe one day you'll go for 30 minutes. Another day you'll go for 2 hours. Another day you might go for 90 minutes or another 30-minute workout, right? You're still getting in adequate exercise, but you're not beholding yourself to a specific system or structure. That is the key to navigating Mars in the sign of Gemini. And so hopefully this is helpful when it comes to raising children with this placement. And for you adults out there, hopefully this generates some level of, oh yes, right? Just downloads, aha moments that allow you to best utilize your energy in ways that sees you getting things done without burning yourself out, okay? And keep in mind, we're just talking about Mars here. When we're born, all of the planets are in different zodiac signs. And so if you want more specific information on your child's full astrological makeup, going beyond just their Mars placement, definitely be sure to purchase their first astrology book. I write these books personally, and you can purchase yours at babyastrologybooks.com. For you adults out there, maybe you want to schedule a chart analysis reading so we can look at your full astrological makeup, and you can do so at traceylrogers.com. Until next time, y'all, take care.